Hello, you got Nate back with Long Range X, and today we're going to be doing an Arken EPL-4 scope unboxing. Just kidding, I'm not that bored. So, I've had 4 or 5 subscribers ask me to do an unboxing on this scope, but I find unboxings of scopes extremely boring and a good way to fall asleep at night because every scope comes with the same things. They come with the little Allen wrench for the turrets, then the little squishy scope covers, and they come with the sun cover. And they come with a cleaning cloth that normally has their name on it. But I just wasn't quite bored enough to sit here and do an unboxing video. So we got that guy on there, and she's set up and ready to go. And this would be a way more fantastic video, except for it snowed about a foot last night, and I don't think I can make it to my shooting range. So you're just gonna have to deal with a boring video. So everybody and their dog is telling me that I need to try the new Arken scopes, and everybody says that Arken's the way to go and that they're 3 times the scope for the value. And you really save your money here and get yourself an Arken. In no way, shape, or form do I think that this scope will run with the high dollar night forces. In no way, shape, or form do I think this scope will run with the higher dollar Huskamas. I don't think it was ever meant to. I don't think that was Arken's intentions. So far, from what I'm seeing of the company, what I'm seeing of things, what I'm hearing of things, I think it's probably a better deal than a lot of the cheaper Vortexes. And I think it's probably a better deal than some of the cheaper Athlons. But I'm not going to sit here and compare Athlon and Arken to each other because I'll start stumbling over my words and call the wrong scope the wrong thing. So this scope here is actually going to be our test cookie. We're going to do a lot of tracking tests and some harder use tests on this scope and see just what it can do and how it holds zero and how everything works. This is more of a entry-level scope is what I would call it. This 243 Ackley Improved that was built by Hunt the Distance is going to be in a lot of videos coming up because we're going to be shooting it a lot this spring. So I figured what the hey, it might as well be on there because it's going to be the rifle we're using the most, so it might as well be the scope we use the most and see what we think. So I'll have some honest, wholeheartedly or cold-heartedly reviews on how I feel about this in the end. I think for a budget scope, it's going to be everything a guy could ever ask or wish for. I reached out personally to Arken via emails and asked them how they felt about their warranty. So I see that they have a forever warranty, kind of like Vortex does, and some people say, well, it's better than Vortex, and I don't think you can beat Vortex's warranty. And some people say, no, it's just as good as Vortex. So I reached out and asked Arken, what exactly does your warranty cover? And I can't give you the exact quote of how the email went because I'm recording this on my phone. But Arken said that they had sold a scope, shipped a scope to a gentleman. I think he was a grandpa. I can't remember if he was a dad or a grandpa. But he had the scope unboxed laying on the table and was doing his own thing and just playing around. And his very young granddaughter, I think she was 5 or 6 years old, decided to take the scope outside and start beating ants on their driveway. So, and from the sounds of it, it sounded like she had done pretty good at getting the herd of ants down with that scope by the time that he got a hold of her and realized what was going on. So he asked Arken if there was anything they could do, and they sent him a brand new scope. And they said, We don't tell you in our warranty that our scopes are ant rated, but we did go forward and warranty that scope. So that was enough for me. I thought, well, heck, let's give her a try, be a little bit mean to this one, see if it'll track and hold zero. I'm not going to drop it off at tops of pickups or anything like that. That's not what this is intended for. It's just to make sure that I'm going to just about drop it off the table anyways. It's just to make sure that she tracks, holds zero. I will say, first impressions, I like how audible the clicks are. And another first impression, how simple the zero stop is. So once you get sighted in, you just loosen the little Allens around, set that back to zero, tighten the little Allens back up, and then there's the little Allen on tippy top there. You just kind of snug it down, not wrench it down, and then there's another little Allen to hold that little Allen in place. Pretty simple zero stop. A lot of these other scopes, I get a lot of phone calls on how I set my zero stop on this one or that one. I'm not going to mention any names because they're kind of difficult. Well, I will mention names. The Vortex PST2 is one of the main ones. And then some of the Athlons are a little bit tricky for some people that are newer to setting up scopes and stuff to figure out. So this is a pretty simple, foolproof system. I like that. So far, I like the clarity and the eye relief on this scope, but that's all I got for you. Couldn't give you an honest review one way or another because we haven't put it through the test. When looking at optics, warranty is extremely, extremely important. Because if you don't stand behind what you're building, I don't care to own it. That stated, if I sell you a Dr. Pepper for $500, and I promise you that if you ever dent that Dr. Pepper can, I'll give you another Dr. Pepper can. At the end of the day, that's still what you have, is a empty Dr. Pepper can. So what I mean by that is, I see a lot of these scopes promising this amazing warranty that don't hold zero, they don't track, they're not clear, and everybody tells me, well, if it fails me, I'll just go get another new scope. That's all fine and good, but when it fails you on your once-in-a-lifetime hunting trip, you tell me how that warranty works for you. When you miss that buck or bull of a lifetime that you've been waiting all year long to get a shot at, and your scope quits tracking on you, or you drop your rifle and it doesn't hold zero, and your whole hunt's screwed up, don't worry, they'll replace that scope. Doesn't sound near as exciting as it does at the bar or at the gun store as it did earlier. I highly, highly appreciate a company that stands behind their optics, but I highly appreciate being able to throw a scope on top of my rifle and never worry about it again. So anything mechanical will fail. I have to add that for the comment warriors, but anything mechanical can fail. That's just nature of the beast. But on that subject, I like knowing that the odds of my optics failing are way slimmer than some optics. I have slowly but surely started switching everything I shoot over to Night Force. And that's why I wear the Night Force hat. But on that same token, Night Force is an extremely expensive optic. And I would just as soon not pay to play by putting Night Force on everything I own. And I know a lot of people can't pay to play to put Night Force on everything they own. And I bet you right now, if I started putting Night Forces, if I went and ordered all the Night Forces to put on all my rifles, I'd be divorced. So, am I saying these will run with a Huskama or a high-end Leopold or a Night Force? No, not even a little bit. But I do think they're going to be a darn good entry-level scope for the price. So, stick with us. Stay tuned in. We're going to be doing more reviews on these Arkens and the company itself. And we're going to be kind of hard on this scope here. And we're going to see exactly what it can do. So, as always, You got Nate with Long Range X. Please like and subscribe to my videos. If you see anything, if there's a video you'd like to see me do, or you'd like me to touch more in depth with something on my video, yell at me. We'll make it happen. Let me know in the comments. And as always, God bless America.